Today in crypto land, Bakkt seems like it's finally ready to deliver on its long-awaited promise of enabling Bitcoin payments for coffee at Starbucks. Yeah! Privacy coins ruffle regulatory feathers, and China's interest in blockchain is absolutely exploding after the big announcement over the weekend. So let's start off today with Bakkt. It seems that they are preparing the launch of their crypto consumer-focused app in the first half of 2020, and it will be using Bitcoin to make payments in, yes, popular places just like Starbucks into a day-to-day reality. Finally. Some real mainstream acceptance in terms of payments is going to be pretty cool. Also, the launch date coincides with the Bitcoin halving event, so there is that little bit of a bonus on top. Bakkt says that they will be launching the app to make it easy for consumers to discover and unlock the value of digital assets. Cool, guys. As well as find ways in which they can transact and then, of course, track those transactions. The sales pitch for merchants is a little bit different. They're going to be gaining access to a broader set of customers with expanded spending power. Good stuff. It'll be good for merchants, actually. At this stage, only Bitcoin has been confirmed. It is rumored, and I would also assume that the app will be supporting many more coins aside from just Bitcoin, although that is currently the only digital asset that Bakkt and its parent company, the Intercontinental Exchange, actually provides services for, but we're going to see more. And it's important to see more cryptos come through because in spite of what Bitcoin maximalists might try to make you believe, there is an insane amount of value being built on many chains that are not Bitcoin. And that's okay. That's okay to have different blockchains doing different things, providing different value. It's normal and healthy. And while we may not have the full list of partners yet, we do, of course, know that Starbucks will be one of the big names partnering up with Bakkt here for this launch, but I would expect some other big names to come forward in the coming months. The biggest barrier that Bakkt and Starbucks are going to actually have to overcome is the very real problem of people simply not wanting to spend their Bitcoin to buy a $4 cup of coffee. But a lot of people who say that people are never going to use Bitcoin to buy coffee are only really seeing Bitcoin in the crypto economy as it is today, not looking forward as it's going to be tomorrow or in 6 months or a year's time. People are going to start getting cashback rewards for using things like Lolly or the Crypto.com debit card. And you know what? Those rewards, that's free money. People are going to spend that on buying a coffee. They're going to do it. And more people, of course, are starting to earn rewards with things like BlockFi or Crypto.com, and they're getting stablecoin rewards. And they're going to go out and spend those stablecoins instead of Bitcoin. And realistically, people who buy Bitcoin and then see the price of their Bitcoin double or triple or quadruple in price, they're going to spend some of that Bitcoin as a form of taking profits. And yes, coffee for some people will be on that list of things to buy. It's about the normalization of payments. Also, of course, we're increasingly seeing the option for people to receive their salaries in cryptocurrencies. So if you're getting paid in crypto, then you bet your bottom dollar or your bottom Satoshi, I guess I should say, that you're going to buy your coffee and basically everything else using cryptocurrencies. But I want to know from you, in what situation would you spend your crypto? Is it one of the ideas that I mentioned here? Or is it something else? Let me know about it down below in the comment section. Also, the other big news from Bakkt is a story which actually kind of fell by the wayside as China kind of stole the show over the weekend, but that is the announcement that Bakkt is bringing in Bitcoin options. Now, we had a recent announcement from the CME that they're doing the same, but Bakkt is going to beat them to the punch. Now, this is a product which some people believe has the potential to take crypto mainstream for big investors anyway, to pump volume into the market and to bring massive liquidity into the crypto economy. I've heard that one before, guys. Come on, get a new line. Wall Street. Wall Street is bringing, of course, new Bitcoin products. And I'm not excited about that, but they're doing it. So let's inform ourselves and know that this is a thing that's happening. The launch of Bakkt's Bitcoin options is scheduled for the 9th of December. The speculation is that Bitcoin options will essentially allow investors and traders to be able to better play the markets and to hedge the risk, especially for those players who are buying and selling the Bakkt futures contracts. This adds another level for them. This is all part of that serious investors showing up to the party with their sophisticated products for the sophisticated money crowd. It's not us. It's the Wall Street guys. Wall Street. Anyway, on to the next part of our chat. The German Federal Ministry of Finance has come out saying that Monero is more dangerous than Bitcoin. Bullish, man. Bullish on Monero. It's a good sign. And I would agree. They're pretty much right. If you want to do money laundering, if you want to bribe public officials or do some other really crazy stuff in terms of private money transactions, Monero has got you covered. Really, it does. It even obfuscates the data packet so that you can't see that it is a Monero transaction that you're sending from your computer. In the event that someone's, of course, watching your data streaming out of your computer, and people do. Monero is super powerful privacy technology. But simply painting Monero as the coin for bad people, that's silly, and it's actually pretty dangerous. That's right up there with saying that cash is for criminals. Oh, wait a second. Governments are already saying that cash is for criminals, and they're actually passing laws all around the world which punish people with jail time. You will be sent to prison for buying a used car or maybe a used boat or something like that with cash. You will go to prison because you're a criminal for using cash. And of course they hate Monero, but hey, you know what? Newsflash for you. You can like privacy and not want to do illegal things. The bulk majority of people just want to do normal things with their money without having Big Brother peeking over the shoulder all of the time. Monero is like cash, except that it's digital, borderless, and totally private. Privacy coins rock. And I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here by mentioning it, but when it comes to money laundering happens through the front door of a bank with suits and smiles and winks and handshakes. So please, spare me the concern, German finance ministry. We all know that you turn a blind eye to the actual corruption and money laundering and crime which is taking place. Seriously, guys. Now, on the topic of privacy coins, also Cardano has announced they are exploring adding privacy features. In particular, they're looking at ZK snarks technology, which most major blockchains have already implemented or are looking into implementing in one way or another. The curious equation in all of this for me is how this is actually going to comply with FATF regulations to make any of these blockchains private in any meaningful ways. Of course, the FATF is seeking to de-anonymize crypto transactions at the point of sale on exchanges and also with a lot of wallet providers. Time will tell how that plays out, but certainly an interesting question to be asking. And finally, today there has been an absolute flood of news out of China since the big announcement over the weekend. And here are just a few of the bigger ones that I found today. China Merchant Bank has announced that they have invested in a company called BitPi, which is the Bitcoin wallet with essentially the longest history and the most users inside of China. So that's quite significant. And another story, the most popular app in China is now banning articles that call blockchain a scam. Interesting. Now, the calling a scam everything, it's just going to have to come down to the average Joe to bear that burden. No longer will official articles be printed about it. It's a highly underrated art calling everything a scam, but someone's got to do it. Next up, the Chinese Communist Party has released an app that allows you to pledge your loyalty to the party on the immutable ledger of the blockchain. GTFO with that craziness, guys. What is that? That's some crazy Orwellian nightmare kind of stuff. Blockchain, the tool of oppression in the wrong hands and the tool of freedom in the right hands. There's a great example of it. Next, Chinese central bank officials call for commercial bank blockchain adoption in digital finance inside of China. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Opportunity is knocking for all of these Chinese-based companies like Ontology and Neo and Elastos and so many more. The iron is hot, guys. Now is the time to strike. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Get out there. Start cold calling all these banks. Start cold calling all these corporations. I'm sure they're getting a lot of phone calls equally themselves this week, but Now is the time for these companies to expand. Moving on, an executive vice president of the China International Economic Exchange Center, a think tank in China, has confirmed that the People's Bank of China is planning to roll out its own digital currency in the near future. We've all been expecting this, of course. This is just an insider spilling the beans. It's going to be called the DCEP, or Digital Currency Electronic Payment. Depending on when it hits the streets, it is likely to be the first central bank digital cryptocurrency in the world to actually be launched. Certainly it'll be one of the most important ones when it does. The PBOC has not confirmed the report, but honestly, it's just a matter of when this is going to happen, not if it is going to happen. And when China releases its digital RMB, it's going to have a massive impact on the markets, and probably a bigger impact on really furthering the Orwellian Big Brother nightmare that is slowly becoming modern China. And finally, Chinese cryptocurrency mining giant Avalon has filed for a $400 million IPO in the United States. It will be listed on the NASDAQ under the ticker CAN. It is one, of course, of three major Chinese crypto mining hardware producers, alongside the likes of Bitmain and eBang International. And it could become the first Chinese-based mining firm to actually be publicly traded in the United States, but they better get in a big hurry, because Bitmain has also already filed to list an IPO with the American SEC back in June. So the race is on to be the first big crypto mining IPO in the United States. This news, I'm sure, coming very strategically after the announcement over the weekend. Anyway, guys, just a quick news recap for you. Thank you so much, as always, for watching the video. Let me know what you think about any of these stories down below in the comments section. As always, I super appreciate the time take out of your day to come over here and listen to a dude talk about cryptocurrencies on the internet. If you enjoyed this one, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.